What's good, YouTube? It is your boy Big Cool coming to you from Colossal Sports TV, and I am back with another video. First up, Donaire is excited about the opportunity of figuring out how to defeat Inoue and Inoue when these two guys square off in the Bantamweight World Boxing Super Series finale in a unification bout. We know the monster Inoue just obliterated the previously undefeated Emmanuel Rodriguez, who was 19-0 heading into that matchup. He scored 3 knockdowns in the second round, and the fight was over. 2 of the 3 knockouts came from body shots. 2 of the 3 knockdowns, came from body shots, and Rodriguez didn't know what had hit him, but what had hit him was the monster. Inoue is 18-0 with 16 knockouts. He is a 3-division world champion. His opponent in the final, Donaire, is a 4-division world champion, a 2-time bantamweight champion. He is the current WBA bantamweight champion, taking that title off the former champion Ron Burnett. And this fight will be a unification bout. This fight will be a clash of styles because both guys are known to be left hook punchers, big left hooks, and that's what Donaire and Inoue have in common. If you look at Inouye's destruction of Emmanuel Rodriguez, you see the first knockdown came on a beautifully placed left hook that caught Emmanuel Rodriguez out of nowhere, and the look on his face said it all. That power there in that left hook is deadly. We know that Donaire has knocked many of fighters out with with his left hook. He done knocked out 25 guys in his career, or 26 guys, excuse me. He didn't knocked out. He's only been stopped once, and the stoppage came when he moved up to featherweight 126 against Nicholas Walters. You know what I'm saying? And that's his only stoppage defeat. All his other losses have come by way of decisions. Against Guillermo Rigondeaux, Carl Frampton, Jesse Magdaleno, and you got to go all the way back in his second pro fight against Rosendo Sanchez back in 2001, where he lost a unanimous decision. But other than that, he's just been flawless, and he's been a knockout artist, a guy who can box, has, very good athleticism, and he's going to need to really turn the clock all the way back if he wants to pull off a major upset in this final fight in the WBSS tournament final, because if not, he's going to be another victim at the hands of Inoue, who is just a monster. He's a beast. He's a superstar in the making, if not already a certified superstar. The guy does everything well. He has tremendous hand speed. He's very precise and accurate with his punches. He's a compact puncher. He's a two-handed puncher. Even though his left hook is the punch that people know him for, he can crack with the right hand. Ask Emmanuel Rodriguez, who 2 of the 3 knockdowns came from body shots. So him going downstairs is nothing that you want to feel. And he'll crack that right hand to the liver, to the body, and you're gonna crumble. You're gonna crumble and be on the canvas in pain. This guy is a tremendous fighter. But this is what Donaire had to say about this fight. He came in here and did what he needed to do. This is the moment we've been waiting for. We both felt it was our destiny. And this is what boxing is all about. The best fighting the best. He's the monster. He has great power, great intelligence, and figuring out how to beat him makes me feel like I'm 21 again. This is what excites me. So I'm glad to see that he's happy and excited about this fight. Because at 36 years old, you want that motivation. You want that drive. to get you up when you really don't want to feel like getting out of the bed, leaving your family to go train and run and do everything necessary to keep you in tip-top condition. Because boxing, for the most part, is a young man's game. I'm not saying older veterans can't be successful. Look at Bernard Hopkins and Nonito Donaire and other guys who have taken some losses but found a way to rejuvenate themselves in phase two of their career. So I'm definitely not saying older veterans can't have sustaining longevity after their prime has left them, but it's rare. And when you're going against a phenom like Inoue, you're going to have to be clicking on all cylinders and have to be sharp all the way around, or you will find out how it feels to be his other 16 knockout victims. So just ask Rodriguez, ask anybody he done knocked out, how it feels to get hit by the monster. But I cannot wait for this final. I think that Nonito Donaire has a puncher chance just because he's a left hooker and he's fighting in a weight class where his power is still very much effective. And as long as he can avoid the big shots from Inoue and fight an intelligent fight, you never know what can happen in the course of a fight, because nobody thought that he would beat Ryan Burnett, and look, he did. Yeah, it was unfortunate circumstances, but he was also tagging and hitting Ryan Burnett in that fight as well. So we got to look at it from that perspective. But next up, the Regis Prograis Josh Taylor fight will have more at stake than just the Muhammad Ali trophy. We all know this is going to be a unification bout. Regis Prograis is the WBA junior welterweight champion, and Josh Taylor is the IBF junior welterweight champion. But word has come out that not only will those two titles be up for grabs, but the Ring Magazine belt will also be on the line. And this is what Prograis had to say. To be a ring champion, that's so big. You get the ring, you get the other belts, and you get the Ali trophy. That's just like serious. People retire on the back of that sort of stuff. It's history and legacy. This tournament is all about the best fighting the best. That's why I entered. Outside, you get the top guys not wanting to fight each other, but this tournament forces people to fight each other. I'm excited about the fight with Josh because we both had to fight really tough opponents to reach the final. And this is what Taylor had to say. I switched off in there against Berichek. I got used to his patterns and became so comfortable. It will be a very different fight from the Berichek one. We're both winners with a winning mentality, but I just know I'm going to win that Ali trophy and come out on top. I believe I'm the best in the division, the best in this tournament, and I'm going to prove it by going on to unify the division. So, with the Ring Magazine belt being on the line in this final, along with the IBF and WBA junior welterweight titles, it puts more significance on it. The other two belts are currently held, WBO by Maurice Hooker and the WBC by Jose Ramirez, two guys who didn't participate in this tournament. But the winner of this final between Regis Prograis and Josh Taylor will automatically assume that number one spot, at least in my mind. I'm not counting out Maurice Hooker or Jose Ramirez, but the eye test tells me that these two guys are the top two in the division. And the loser is going to be only number two in my book, least ranked skill-wise. Now, them not being a champion no more, you will have to give the respect and tip your hat to Maurice Hooker and Jose Ramirez. But skill-wise, I think you can flip-flop Josh Taylor or Regis Prograis. You can go wrong with neither one of these guys. Both guys are tremendous fighters, big punchers, very versatile, very unorthodox, has seen their fair share of adversity and really love the sport of boxing, man. And they both are excited about this matchup, and I cannot wait for it to go down, man, because it's going to be an explosive battle. Anybody can win this fight, and the best man will definitely rise up to the occasion and snatch those titles in the Ring Magazine belt, in the Ali trophy, and set claim to being the best junior welterweight in the world. Final topic. Deontay Wilder says, why not have 2-3 fights with Luis Ortiz? Of course, you don't want to hear this from the WBC heavyweight champion who is just coming off of a 1 round destruction of Dominic Brazil, his mandatory in New York. It was an absolute knockout of the year candidate. It was a highlight reel knockout. I predicted that in my article I wrote for 3kingsboxing.com. I'll post that in the description box below so you can check it out. But this is not what you want to hear. Now, the first fight between these two guys was a very good fight. Ortiz had Wilder on the brink of being stopped in the 7th round before Wilder, who showed heart and determination and resilience and a good chin by standing up, taking those punishing blows, came back to stop him in the 10th round. This fight was a hotly contested battle, which Luis Ortiz was winning. In my opinion, he was outboxing Wilder, but Wilder has the great equalizer, and that is what came into play as it does in all his fights. All his fights are, based on either he's getting outboxed and you could, if you're taking the shots, fine, or you get knocked out. Simple as that. He's going to eventually catch you with a big shot, prefer, more than likely the right hand because that's his money punch. Or, you're going to outbox him. But at this point, only one guy can say they successfully outboxed him for 12 rounds, and that is Tyson Fury. It was a draw, but a lot of people, myself included, felt like Tyson Fury did enough to win that fight by a few rounds. You know what I'm saying? But that's neither here nor there. He is still the reigning WBC heavyweight champion, and he just destroyed Dominic Brazil. But we all know the rumors have been out there that Luis Ortiz was going to get his rematch with Wilder in the fall, and it appears to be that way unless Wilder can strike a deal with unified heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua or a rematch with the lineal heavyweight champion Tyson Fury. But this is what Wilder had to say, and it's a mouthful, so, be patient. Ortiz, the heavyweight division is very small, so why not have 2-3 fights? All these guys, that's why I don't understand why none of the big fights haven't happened thus far. If you lose, okay, rebuild yourself and get back up. Most of the time in my life, or most of the time in life, many people lose, but they give up. And the great thing about life is people want to see how you fall and get back up. It's easy to stay on top. It's easy to be a winner with no losses and different things like that. Everybody wants to be a winner, but a real winner, a true winner, is somebody that falls from the platform because everybody want to see how they develop themselves and get back up in life. And that's why I don't care about my record. You know what I mean? That's how you become a 2-time, 3-time champion, 4-time champion. And the heavyweight division, like I said, is very small. So we've got to make the big fights happen. It's one loss. You can come back. Look at most of these challengers. They lose many different times, but how many times they get a title? They get title fights. Look at Brazil. He lost before to Joshua, and he's in another title fight, and the list goes on and on. So, he has a point. He has a point. And really what he's reiterating or stating is that Luis Ortiz took his first L to him last March, but he has bounced back with, I think, 2 or 3 consecutive wins, and he has worked himself in position for a title opportunity. Now, a lot of people, and rightfully so, are going to say, well, he's also aligned with Al Heyman. Al Heyman is the advisor of him and Deontay Wilder, so of course it's going to be easy to skip over Dillian White, a guy who should have had a world title opportunity against Wilder. But for whatever reason, WBC just refuses to, make him the mandatory. But, if it's not going to be Dillian White mandated for an opportunity against Deontay Wilder, then I guess a Luis Ortiz rematch would be, good. Especially if we're not going to get the fights we want with him and Anthony Joshua, or at least a rematch with Tyson Fury, because those two guys have unfinished business as far as I'm concerned. But this is boxing for you. This is the fight we're likely to get. But hopefully, both men can tell their camps, look, man, I understand that y'all want to get this to be the biggest money fight possible, and we want that too. But the fans are craving this fight, and how long can we keep putting it off before disaster erupts and rears its ugly head? You know, because that could have been Wilder on the end of that right hand if circumstances would have played out differently. I don't know how the Anthony Joshua Andy Ruiz fight is going to play out. I know that I expect Joshua to come out there with the W, but that's no guarantee because all it takes is one punch. And if one punch lands on either one of these guys and they can't recover from it, or it's just one of those things where it's just not their night and they lose a decision, then they have nobody but themselves to blame because greed often, causes you to make decisions based off of ungenuine reasons and monetary values and all that. So we shall see, man. Hopefully we get Wilder Joshua this year, and if not, one more interim fight and then at the top of 2020 because this is ridiculous. These guys are supposed to fight last year, and if not last year, supposed to fight this year. But we shall see. It sounds like Wilder is ready to really come to the table. Eddie Hearn knows that, look, man, my back's against the wall. I can't keep producing these guys. Yeah, I got Alexander Usyk and Dillian White in my deck of cards, but nobody really want to see these fights. We want to see WBC champion Deontay Wilder standing across from the unified WBA, IBF, and WBO heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua getting ready to slug it out. So we shall see what happens with these negotiations, if they restart and how genuine they are. But if you like this video, man, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Make sure you smack that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you won't miss anytime new content is uploaded to the channel. Follow my Instagram and Twitter. They'll be in the screen. Instagram at Colossal_Sports_TV. On Twitter at Colossal Sports TV. Shout out to the movement and everybody that is moving with us. Be sure to check out 3kingsboxing.com for your latest and greatest updated, unfiltered, and unbiased boxing news and information reported the way it should be. Until next time, I am out. Peace.